Hi folks, Kieran here again. Just doing a quick vid to tell you about this consultation that's happening in the UK about the government's proposals about schools. Basically, the government, our current government, is making some proposals to basically allow religious schools to take more pupils of their own religion. At the moment, they're required to have 50% of excess applications to their schools have to be of a different faith to their main faith. Also, another major thing that's happening is, or another major proposal, is they're trying to allow new grammar schools. So they're selective schools. Basically, when my parents were young, we had a lot of grammar schools in the country. Basically, they were you had one school that was like for more academically able pupils, and one or more schools in the same area, which would be for the less able, and they'd have an exam at 11 basically that decides which school you get into. So the reason I know about this consultation is because the YouTube user NoelPlum99 did a video about it. Thanks very much for doing that, Noel Plum. I've basically done the consultation today because you told me about it, so that's really great. Impression I got from your video, Noel Plum, is that it was all about faith schools, but it's actually all the proposals, including the grammar school ones. Basically, the consultation is basically an online survey you can do. There's a kind of short version and a long version. The short version's got about, I think, 12 questions, and the long version's got about 30 something. I didn't know about the short one, so tragically I did the long one. For me, it would have been better to do the short one because a lot of the questions on the long one are kind of more about details about their proposals, and you kind of, I don't know, you have to be reasonably into the proposals, I think, to really answer those questions, because they kind of build on the ideas of the proposals. I should have done a shorter one anyway. So if you're doing a survey, you find yourself with 30 odd questions, you're doing the one I wouldn't advise you to do unless you're really into the details of some of their proposals. So that's it really. Basically, I'm pretty passionate about them not bringing in grammar schools. I really hope they don't bring back grammar schools. They seem really divisive. Kind of to the point of cruelty. There seems to be really no point, in my opinion, to make like 11-year-olds sit an exam and split them up and make the ones who didn't do well in the exam feel bad and be separated for the next 5 years from their friends. I mean, if somebody, I can imagine an instance where you want to give a more gifted pupil a different kind of lesson, but I'm sure the pupils themselves realize that, and they wouldn't mind volunteering to go into a beginner's class or a more advanced class for a certain subject, because I think they'd rather go to a lesson where they understand what's going on and gain something from it. So yeah, I think the grammar school system seems really pointlessly cruel. Faith schools, I think, they're not really my beef so much, but I think faith schools are really bad. I think a third of schools in Britain are faith schools already, even though our faith is kind of declining. But yeah, it's really bad, really divisive. You get people basically complete a different community going to a different school. So you have like Muslims growing up not knowing any Christian kids, and Christians growing up not knowing any Muslims, that kind of thing. It really leads to lack of understanding between people, I think. Also, I'm an atheist, so I've got no real truck with religion at I don't think that kids should be taught these things like God exists as if it's a fact or something. I mean, these things are not built on just not built on evidence or anything. So actually, I don't mind kids being allowed to go to prayer groups within school or have religious lessons by priests or something, but as long as all the different religions are on offer and it's all optional and they get to hear the opposite argument, they get to hear the atheist argument. That's what doesn't happen probably in faith schools because they got one kind of religion ruling the school kind of thing. So anyway, this consultation has to be done by Monday the 12th of December 2016, which is 2 days from now, and I don't know what time of day it sort of cuts out on Monday. So I suggest you do it today, Saturday, or tomorrow, Sunday, the 10th and 11th of December, respectively. So anyway, that's what I've got to say about that. I hope some people will do the consultation. All the best. Bye.